Née en 1950 à Milan, Miuccia Prada étudie les sciences politiques à l'université de la ville avant de rejoindre l'entreprise familiale en 1971. 20 ans plus tard, ce maroquinier ultra classique a subi une transformation si radicale qu'il en est devenu méconnaissable. Des chaussures au sac, en passant par la collection femmes, la ligne Miu Miu, la ligne masculine, Prada Sport et Prada Beauty, tout est directement supervisé par Miuccia Prada en personne. Contrairement à la plupart des géants de la mode, l'esthétique de Miuccia Prada se distingue par son anticonformisme très avant-garde. Cette ambivalence repose en grande partie sur l'esprit de contradiction de Miuccia Prada qui semble doué d'une étrange facilité à capter le climat culturel de la mode.
I try to work on what is the most classic and things, if anything was so classic. And try to see what you can do out of it.
What I always think is so clever about Prada, they take something that looks, you think you know what it is, but actually you don't. You know, well, she'll take a couture technique like the tiny little pin tuck pleating, but she's done it on a very inexpensive fabric. What's good also with Prada is it's not avant-garde for the sake of it. It's always very beautiful and easy to wear, classic. It's totally I'm afraid I'm a big fan.
I think because she's such an intellectual, I think there's always such a lot of thought behind about the times that we're in and what she feels. And I think, I mean, obviously from a fashion editor's point of view, it's just terribly exciting to have your fashion boat rocked.
As a woman in Milan, she continually redefines what fashion should be and takes it further than anyone else in Milan. And it puts it on a level that's almost at the Olympus where Mr. Saint Laurent was in his career.
What do you find the most challenging?
To do new objects that are possible. Because I always think that it's kind of easy to do strange, impossible things like theatrical, but it's not my interest. I like to do real close, and so at the edge of what you can do being possible is really subtle. So my challenge is to try to do something new in a possible way and real.
Prada, c'est bizarre parce qu'il fait tellement d'années que ça nous plaît toujours, parce que c'est toujours surprenant, c'est toujours frais, ça nous fait réfléchir beaucoup à ce qu'on voit, à ce qu'on a vu, à ce qu'on va voir. C'est très intéressant comme elle peut réussir toujours à nous faire voir tout de manière différente.
Elle comprend bien la femme finalement, je pense, la femme d'aujourd'hui.
Je crois qu'elle est une femme d'aujourd'hui, alors c'est difficile pour elle de ne pas les comprendre, non? C'est elle la femme d'aujourd'hui à la fin. C'est quelqu'un qui a pris une maison qui existait depuis, je crois, 1913, parce que Prada existe depuis ce moment-là. C'était à son grand-père et elle a su la faire une maison d'aujourd'hui. Alors, quelque part, elle représente les femmes d'aujourd'hui.
I always think of Miu Miu as Miuccia's real personal collection, you know? It was her nickname as a kid, you know? And it's really the place where if you really want to know where she's kind of personally going, Miu Miu is a very good place to look.
I think she's wonderful the way she differentiates between Prada and Miu Miu, and it's obviously a sort of different customer.
I think they have such distinct identities. I think they always have. You know, I think she's very disciplined that way in terms of her imagination, and she kind of goes with the two individual characters, you know, and Miu Miu is, you know, little Miuccia, you know, kind of really letting the imagination free.
I think that Miuccia is like no one else. It's kind of like she's a visionary, she's bold, she does what she feels, and it's always right. And I think you go to a Prada show and you come away and it's like, wow. I guess she's like a tutor, you know, so it's kind of like I sit and I watch her work and I'm amazed.
I think Miuccia's subject right from the beginning has been, okay, how do we inherit these identities and bust down the walls? How do we do that? You know, how do we get ourselves more freedom and more leeway as men, as women? And I think, you know, that has been her search from the beginning. Her search from the beginning has been with the dissatisfaction at the roles we inherit.
She wants to play with what you think and how you perceive fashion. So yes, I think she wants to switch the gender roles. I think she wants to switch up what you think is elegant and chic and that idea of what you think is, you know, wool or cashmere and push that.
I like to work with the traditional very good quality fabrics, but kind of destroying them or ruin them or so they look new.
Je trouve qu'il y a toujours cette volonté d'aller vers l'avant, de jamais travailler avec un rétroviseur dans l'atelier. Il y a toujours, on est en tout cas tendu vers le futur avec elle. J'aime cette intention-là.
She's not interested in being boring or the same, and I think she's always pushing it forward, and I think you can see it in her collection. I think she doesn't care if you like it or you don't like it. I think she always wants to move everything forward, and I think that's what's so great, taking the risk.
I think that a big company, if it doesn't do innovation, it's dead. And I see too much resistance to changes. And any time that at the end you experiment and you risk, it always works. And so I think mainly because we are a big company, I think we have the responsibility of experimenting and going forward and progressing.
She's a visionary, and I think it's kind of like no one else. I think she's an Italian national treasure.
This is a person whose imagination, whose interior life, whose kind of willingness to dare, it feels very infinite right now. It feels like it goes on and on and on.